Hey, my Legion. How y'all doing today? Today I'm here to review a movie called Beyond the Black Rainbow, and I kept wanting to call it Under the Black Rainbow. Probably because of that Chevy Chase movie he did a long time ago called Under the Rainbow. That my buddy John saw when it came out in theaters. I think I saw it a year or so later on TV or something like that. Well, anyway, I didn't have anything to do with that. Um, when we saw, John and I both watched the movie Mandy, the new Nicolas Cage movie. We loved it. I love the style of it. We both love the style of it. It was just so awesome. And John was saying that other guy, the guy who directed a movie back in 2012 called Beyond the Black Rainbow. I was like, we should probably watch this sometime. Well, that sounds like a good idea. Well, I was over at my buddy John's, and John is, I say high school buddy, but I mean I've been friends with him since second grade, so it's really cool. And we hang out Saturday night, and then after we did, we saw Bohemian Rhapsody, and had steak dinner and stuff. We watched that movie. We watched some other videos too, and what happened was he said he didn't think he'd give a fair review because he was falling asleep during it, and so he just left me to review because I saw the whole thing. Even though the movie kind of does lull you to sleep, as bizarre, even though as bizarre as it is, this is a really strange movie. It revolves around this one guy that runs this institute, this scientist guy that's nuts, and he must have this girl and her whole family. Her mom and dad, I assume that's her mom and dad that you see later on, like older lady, older guy, in in captivity, and the girl, and then I don't know if she had a baby. They show a baby later on, and he keeps giving her these psychedelics and injections and stuff, and then I think she has like this power, like to make people's nose bleed, or to actually kill people. And pretty much for a long time, you see a lot of the visual style that was in Mandy. You see it in here, but it's just very repetitive. You see that. You see the guy turn this thing. You see this like this white pyramid thing, like low white, and I think that's what was lulling John to sleep because after a while it has like this weird hypnotic effect, but not in a good way. Just like in a you kind of get frustrated with the movie kind of way. Because this whole movie seems like a 45 to 50 minute movie stretched to an hour and 49 minutes, or almost an hour and 50 minutes. And it reminds me of like those the old short films from either David Cronenberg or David Lynch, but those were short films. And especially reminded me of Crimes of the Future, David Cronenberg, but that was a short film. 45 minutes to an hour. And the David Lynch ones from a long time ago, like the Granny and Alphabet, way shorter than that. I was getting kind of frustrated with the movie. I wanted to see the whole thing. And then, it just goes along pretty much repeating itself. And then pretty much the girl finds out, finds a little way to escape the thing through pushing these blocks on. She finds like this shaft thing that looked kind of cool. The effects were kind of neat. I appreciate the craft of the film. And then she goes, climbs this thing, and then she goes around, climbs this, and goes up this, and then she leaves the place. And then the style changes, and it becomes a different movie, turned into like a horror film with this guy trying to find where this girl was at. It's just really it seemed like it took off after that happened because it was actually telling something. How it's telling a story. There was some dialogue with the lady and the old guy and stuff like that, but you didn't really know a whole lot of what was going on. You couldn't tell some of the dialogue. You couldn't hear some of the audio. Yeah, it was a real disappointment because it was lulling John to sleep, and I thought Mandy was a million times better. But John just says this is more experimental film. Yes, it was, and it was released by Magnum. No, not Magnum. Magnet Entertainment, who did some other movies like Tire. No, the Rubber, about the Killer Tire, which actually was a a very strange movie, but a good one. And I saw that was on Netflix. And these are movies that usually play in the theaters. I don't know if this played in the theater, Beyond the Black Rainbow. But I mean, I think some people would be very disappointed. Because John was looking on the IMDb, and they said like probably 1 out of 20 people will like this film. It's very frustrating. And just not a lot happens. It's kind of boring for a while, and then it picks up finally with another. Because you see like a whole bunch, like 47 minutes pass. Because John paused at like 47 minutes, like an hour and 2 minutes left to go. Oh my God. And then, like around the 50-minute mark, it seems like things start to happen. So, I mean, you have to have really good patience. But, I mean, that's not... I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather see Mandy's the way to go. And it reused a lot of things from Mandy, but Mandy was so much better because it told a story. It was really cool. Nicolas Cage. This one was a real disappointment. You know what I mean? It's like afterthought or like deleted scenes maybe or something. I give this a... I appreciate the craft. And the effects were really neat, but there was no story behind it to give it any relevance. It was just a bunch of artsy-fartsy stuff. Whereas there's lots of bizarre visions and stuff like that in Mandy. It's very unusual. But that was cool. It actually led to the movie and stuff like that. This one is just... It's just, what he said, exercise of frustration. So I know Alex said that, my friend Alex said, don't go see the new Suspiria. He said he was falling asleep. He said nothing happened, or it was really boring for like way over 2 hours. I don't know. I think the Gento Suspiria was 97 minutes, and lots of stuff happened in that. So, I mean, if Suspiria ever is watched, it won't be watched in the theater. I know that. I was surprised our Tinseltown was showing it, but I want to see Bohemian Rhapsody, which I thought was really cool. Anyways, I give Under the... I almost said it again. I give Beyond the Black Rainbow 5 out of 10. And that's mostly for the craft. It took a while for it to... Well... 4.5 out of 10. It took a while for it to... be any good. See, that's so obtrusive whenever they have the notification set up when you're trying to do a video. So, hope you like this review of this one's for you, John. Because John said he didn't want to do a review because he said he couldn't give a really good opinion because he kept falling asleep during it. But that's a really bad sign, anyways. But he was a little bit tired, I think. I don't know. That was it for Beyond the Black Rainbow. I hope you like this review. Until next time, bye, please. Take care and leave. Go.